We's up 5 a.m. in the morning. Love to all you guys who are still trying to get up, yawning, getting them boogers out your eyes, man. We got a great show today. We got a lot of good topics, and we're going to have a split. Like, we're going to have two different shows if you guys rock with me. The first part, obviously, we're going to get into the headlines. Emmanuel Acho is clapping back at his critics, his haters, those naysayers who saying he bought his channel. So that's starting to take a life of its own. We're going to get into that. We've dropped breadcrumbs on that before in months or years past. Now we're here. Nick Wright responds to Ryan Clark getting fired and all the ESPN firings. We're going to get into that. Stephen A. Smith goes at Draymond. Kind of weird, but hey, he got there. He talks about Draymond not being on that level of LeBron in terms of you have power over this league and Adam Silver trying to rush LeBron's decision. You just got to see it to understand where I'm coming from. Rich Paul, he said how uncomfortable he used to feel as being an agent, a black agent, obviously, versus a white agent, and how he still gets questioned. So we're going to get into that, see the real from the fake there. Gilbert Arenas breaks his silence and talks about what happened behind the scenes on Gil's Arenas breakup. And he really goes at Rashad McCants, really. So I told you guys, Gilbert and I talked right before all the headlines. So Gilbert gave me some heads up on all this, but I couldn't get it out there. I'd let you know what that combo was about. Dan Batard calls out Pat McAfee. He says he's fake raging. So he's acting like he ain't the machine when he is the machine, all that and more. And if you guys rock with me after that, we're going to get into like a Tyreek Hill workout. I'm going to break it down NFL style, take you into it. Some of these crazy basketball plays that you have never seen before. Why did the NFL ban the crackback? Remember the crackback block? You weren't looking. Yeah. Remember that? Well, I got a video of it, and you're going to say, oh, rest in peace, crackback block. Thank God the NFL. I love the NFL, dog. When they be banning stuff, and I know everybody complains, everybody be like, damn, man, what happened? And the league is getting soft. When you realize what they banned and what they got rid of, you'll thank the NFL. You'll thank the commissioner. We got some Jordan games and some Jordan myths going out there. People always trying to fight for LeBron or fight for Jordan. So we're going to get in the middle of that. And Kendrick Perkins, he talks about places he likes to go when the NBA schedule comes out, how you be like, yeah. Oh, hell no. And we'll talk through that. All right. Enough of this talk. How y'all doing today? Everybody good? I see y'all up in the comments giving you love. Shout out to our top fans, TC210, Universal Trappers, Rafael Ramirez, Art Fury, and Dan Fan. Love to you guys for rocking with your boy, rolling with your boy. I ain't even going to say it no more. Everybody know what I want to say right now, and I ain't going to say it no more. I ain't giving them no more shine. I'm acting like all the mother cats when they be like, I know, I ain't gonna say nothing about it. No more shine. So love. All right, let's get to the first one. Let's give Acho his due. My dog Acho, who I talked to, maybe what was that, a couple weeks ago? Feel like a week or two. When was Acho in Brazil? Well, whenever Acho was in Brazil, we chopped it up because that's what we do. I know a lot of people think that we don't like each other. We do. I know people, I don't have any brothers, so I guess it's how brothers are. Like, y'all love each other, but at the same time, y'all going to go at each other sometimes. Acho knows me. I am going to keep it real, even if it means you and I ain't cool. He knows that. He said that. I'm glad he understands me. I know Acho. Acho is like, look, I'm going to get to the top one way or the other, right? Don't trip. Get out of my way or come with me. And that's what Acho is. And frankly, I don't have a problem with it because only the insecure will be mad at somebody who's that ambitious. Why am I mad that you trying to go get stuff unless you're doing dirty tactics? And I know where y'all going to go with that. At the same time, we don't know about that, do we? At least y'all don't know. All right, so let's get into it, man. Acho, defend yourself, man. People out here saying, look, let's just shape this conversation. You can see Speak Easy right here. And they got 2.6 million subscribers. It says 261. When he first got this channel, it said 261. To me, they rounded up, so that's 261, right? I'm not sure if he's gained any subscribers. I think the flow of it will be if you get this channel, because day one, you got 2.6 million. We know it came from Fox. He'll explain all of that. I'm not trying to get too far ahead. If you start with 261, you're going to have a massive drop-off of people who be like, what the hell? I'm looking for something else. This ain't it. And then you're going to have people that start to rock with you. All right, let Acho talk to it. Let me stop talking.
Let me address something once and for all.
Fine.
I did not buy the Speakeasy channel. I did not have to buy the Speakeasy channel. Once I left Fox as part of my settlement, it was, hey, y'all go ahead and run me this channel because it's going to lie dormant, just like the current Speak for Yourself channel is sitting dormant on YouTube.
Okay, I told y'all that before, months ago, years ago, whatever they started, whatever this happened. Here's the thing. That's smart of Acho. Let's be real. That's smart of Acho. The man looked around the room. He looked around that building. He said, what's in here that they won't mind losing because they ain't even using, right? What don't y'all mind losing because y'all ain't even using? And it was that channel. Why? Because he had the knowledge of the show that him and I did, the show Speak for Yourself. They don't use that channel, right? So he like, let me just start from there and go from there. You know, I'm sitting here right now thinking, damn, I should have started from there. I'm probably just at the point where that one was, but there's a whole different construction. We're going to get into it, right? Why that may be a great move in one respect and a horrible move in another respect. But Acho's thoughts are, hey, let me hit the ground running instead of just hit the ground and figuring it out. Y'all know how YouTube starts. You start off with 0. Then you're not even monetized. You can't even get your money going. You gotta get what? 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 watch hours. I forget all the thresholds, but they're real. Like, especially Acho has a name, but for people who don't, oh, it's real. And Acho like, why not add some of this gas to this fire and let's just go get it. So I understand where he's coming from. And he used in settlement, hey, we both gonna sign some NDA, something to a degree. He could have avoided all of this by just coming out when he knew when first started, people were like, yo, 2.6 million. He could have easily got rid of this, but at the same time, I think he wanted to flex. He wanted us to believe, plausible deniability, believe somehow, some way, Acho got these, because you know Acho used to have uncomfortable conversations with a black man. And so you like, maybe all of that parlayed. I wasn't paying attention. Oh my God, damn, Acho big. Maybe he was trying to hope that y'all did that. But y'all, like the internet does, stayed on his ass.
Y'all not brilliant enough to use it, Fox? Hi, I will. Now, y'all at home, you don't build a car. You buy a car that's already been built. Because why would you build a car if you could buy a car?
I love my boy Acho. See, this is why I love doing the show with him. I mean, everybody I've done a show with, there's different elements of it and degrees of it. You're like, yo, that was fresh. One thing I loved about Acho was that he was always going to give you an example, an analogy, a metaphor, something. He was going to take you off like I do. But the thing is, with both of us, we were very keen on deconstructing the other person's example. So I use his example of a car. Like, you could build why would you build a car? Well, one, most people don't know how to build a car, right? But most people do know how to start a YouTube channel. So right there, we're already on different ground. See what I'm saying? Like, don't make that as an example and act like it's analogous. Like, the level of difficulty of starting a YouTube channel, my son, my 10-year-old wants to start a YouTube channel. He ain't ever talked about building a car. So it's not the same. We know that, right? And then from that point on, the example, since it doesn't have a real good foundation, why even keep going? Why keep climbing? You know you're going to fall back down to the ground.
Furthermore, I will not apologize for acquiring a channel, which, by the way, I didn't even have to buy. I'm not going to apologize for acquiring a channel that has since allowed me to gainfully employ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 individuals off camera, of which are my close friends.
Okay, there's the flex. Okay, so you made him change which flex he was going to use. Originally, he was going to use the flex of, hey, I just came into the game, 2.6 million subscribers. You know, already been doing it and killing it in YouTube. I won Emmys, uncomfortable conversations. Y'all didn't see this happen, the switcheroo. Wow. And then y'all wasn't giving them props for that. So then Acho's had to put that hand down and then come with this new flex, which is, I ain't even have to buy it. You caught that? No, you didn't have to buy it. Y'all negotiated it. And in a weird way, you do pay for it, but you didn't have to pay in cold, hard cash. It's kind of like dating. You know, you took her as soon as you met her. Oh, we're going to PF Chang's. Then we're going to Cheesecake. You know, shoot. Then we're going to go to the movies. No, you're not paying her. But in a roundabout way, we always paying, right? Acho got fired from Fox, and then they said, here's your settlement, here's your deal, here's your money, we're going to pay you going forward. Maybe there's a little bit of that was carved out. Maybe a little bit of that was abbreviated. Maybe none of that was touched. They were just like, look, too much fireworks, you leaving, we don't care about that channel, you can have it. But that's the different flex. And then it gets real flexy because he says, and this, what they gave me has allowed me, has supported me to pay for all of this, including all those people right here you see. Now, which way you want it? This flex or this flex? Either way it go, Acho in the mirror saying, now what?
So shout out to the least Fox could do in giving me a channel that's now allowed me to put money in the pockets of 7 to 9 of my closest friends, and by the grace of God, employ people more money than some have been paid before for working on a daily show. Ever. So
did you hear the ever in the background? I don't know if that was the bear, Care Bear. I think it was him or the other guy, DeBarge. Either way it goes, they went there. Love. Now, that's not the least Fox can do. I think that's one hell of a come up, but not everyone is built for that, right? Not everyone's built to get a BBL when it comes to doing this content. Like, that's a BBL. That's like, just throw it on me, I'm gonna look fresh, right? And I don't know about you, and this is not a good example, and this is where Acho and I will argue on set before, and I know I'm gonna give him a layup. I'm gonna give him an alley-oop. A BBL, every time I see a girl with a BBL, immediately I think less of her. Immediately. I don't care who she is. It could be someone who just won a Pulitzer Prize, just won Best Actress, just a billionaire. I don't give a damn who you are. If I look at you and I see all this cosmetics, I'm just like, Doesn't mean I'm not going to talk to you. Doesn't mean I'm not going to hang with you. Doesn't mean I'm not going to kick it and we go golfing. Whatever we were going to do, we going to do. But I'm not thinking the same. Just simple as that. So not everybody in a position with Acho would do what Acho did. Take something else that they ain't really make or build up. But Acho's a different type of cat. He's ambitious. He don't give a damn how I look, as long as I get there, right? That's Acho. So in a weird way, you got to go like this, because look how many BBLs we see out here. Don't act like Acho the only one. Acho weird, Acho crazy. You know what I mean? People walking around here, and all right, for the dudes, because I know BBLs sound like I'm just talking about women. Dudes, I mean, dudes got fake jewelry on, fake jewelry, like whatever. And nothing wrong with that. Ocho says that. Ocho single, I ain't spending that money. I'm with him. But the point is, not everybody's like that. Not everybody can go out there and say it's artificial, but it's mine, and now it's real.
Let me clarify that, one, I didn't buy the channel. I was given the channel. Two, shout out to what Skip and Shannon did in helping create this channel, because, yeah, I'm finna inherit what y'all did. Now, with that being said, if you inherit a channel, that don't mean the channel finna boom.
Real spit. You can buy all you want. You better know how to drive it. He's talking about that car example. You better know how to ride it. You got all this now. And internally, it's a tough get. If you got 2.6 million subscribers, you're going to look real foolish to most people. You're going to look weird to people when they see those numbers, those views, likes. They're going to be like, it just immediately, you know, you asking for the smoke. Because nobody's going to look at 2.6 million and say, what? I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I'm working on this investor summary. So I literally had to go into our deep analytics on my channel. And some of the good comps are, I have almost 500 million views, which is really good. But I have 600,000 subscribers. So it starts showing me people who have almost 1.5 million, 2 million subscribers that I got more views than, or right there. So they were like, so the analytics is, oh my God, Marcellus has great retention or great reach, even though he doesn't have the biggest subscriber base. There are people with bigger ones, very few. It ranked me top 9. I said, top 9? You mean top 10? They're like, nah, top 9. You got to close it up. But it said I was 9. Whatever. That's good. really good. So obviously I want to blow up and do more channels, more shows. There you go. That's how you get more money. You got to do more to get more. So I know where Acho is in terms of how it looks on the inside and how it looks on the outside. On the outside, it was looking real weird to the point that fans kept staying at his neck, to the point where we have this video, to the point where we have him still responding as recent as last night because y'all won't let it go.
Yeah. If you inherit a channel, you better put work into the channel. If you inherit a channel, it don't mean the channel finna get 8 million views in 28 days. It doesn't mean the channel's finna get 1 million watch time hours in 28 days just by nature of inheriting the channel.
I thought all those are good enough. 8 million, I thought that was great. And then 1 million watch hours, I thought that was really good. But then people start breaking it down a little later. I got more clips or more stuff to show you. I thought that was good. Y'all start going at his head more.
You better produce some damn good content on the channel that you inherited. You better work consistently on the channel that you inherited. If y'all want to go inherit a channel, go try it. See if people watch. So yes,
okay, I gotta stop there because I know Acho and I know what that was. Like, this is and it's gonna be tough to really articulate this. This is, I did something that, let's just say, is not wrong, but you know it ain't right. Whatever. I did it. Now, since I did it, I feel like, yo, you couldn't do it and still thrive with it. But most people are like, no, you know why I couldn't thrive with it? Because I would have never even done it. You get it? People do this a lot. It used to happen a lot when I was growing up. Cat would do something that he know he shouldn't be doing, and then want to tease you because you ain't doing what he doing. You ain't supposed to be doing that. And then he gonna try and be like, look how I'm living, look how I'm doing, look how I'm winning. You know you weren't supposed to ditch. And then on top of that ditching, oh, I'm having the time of my life. Hey, look at you. Look at me what? I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So it's a little dicey talking about this because in any business, you use other people's money to make money. So I chose using that mindset. Hey, if I'm about to build something, I use other people's labor, Shannon, Skip, to help build what I want to build. Caught you there, huh?
We were put on second, if not third base, because we were able to inherit a channel. But after being put on second, if not third base, we still sprinting so that we can get home. So I've never suggested that I formed this channel from the ground. I formed the show.
Okay. You never suggested you formed this channel, but you gave every indication. This is the woman who says, why you think I'm a hoe? Why you think I'm like that? Why you think I'm promiscuous? Why you think I'm outside like that? And you're like, well, you're wearing all the outside cues, right? What do they say? If you got on a police uniform, don't get mad when I say officer, right? You got on we all know it. I told you this 1,000 times. Growing up, if I saw somebody in some Cortezes, some khaki sagging, don't let them have a flag. What? Gucci Louis flip belt. That means Gucci on one side, Louis Vuitton on the other side, Slauson swap meet. If I saw him with that silk shirt, herringbone on, or Turkish, curl hanging out the cap, and he had a Seattle Mariners hat on or something, please don't tell me you ain't from 60s. Please don't tell me you ain't banging, homie. Please don't tell me, because I already think you are, right? So Acho was running with, y'all already think I'm fresh. I got 2.61 million subscribers. I didn't tell y'all that I did this. Y'all, I didn't never suggest that. The cues did, ma'am, officer. The cues did, dog. What up, cuz? What up, blood? Like, you know what I mean? So he ran with all the cues, and then now he like, what y'all talking about? Why y'all think that? Kind of wild, right?
Speakeasy. I did not form the channel. The channel was Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. What Shady and I were smart enough to do was when Shannon dipped and Skip dipped, take that time slot. Because with that time slot came that channel.
I wonder if that was an unintended consequence or by design. I'm gonna call Acho and we'll talk through this. Because that, I mean, it's so genius that you almost say, did you really see that coming? Like, you want to take that slot for the channel. That means you really see your exit. That means you already see your exit as, obviously, we got to go independent, big dog. Stephen A is doing it. Pat McAfee did it the reverse way. Everybody's doing it. You got to have a hybrid. You can't be just on TV anymore because you know these TV gigs are getting tougher and tougher to get, and they firing people left and right, ESPN. Now, did he see it coming? Or did he just fall into it and say on the way out, let me get this because y'all ain't using this? And if they ain't using the old speak for yourself, I wonder what I could do with that, huh?
And forecasting a rainy day, because Noah didn't wait till it started raining to build an ark. Forecasting a rainy day when the show might get canceled. Oh, if the show gets canceled, I already have access to a channel that has 2.6 million subscribers.
So it sounds like Acho sound like some of these women out here that get married and already got their plan and they exit plan just in case. But hey, I've always been all in. I always love you. I wouldn't blow up the spot. You know how that goes. Right? People know how that goes. Like it's a different commitment. We call them gold diggers, groupies, or she wasn't all about it, but she just knew I'm coming in, eyes wide open, and I know how to get out of here if I need to. Eyes wide open. Acho sound like when he took the next gig, so we did Speak for Yourself, then that turned into Speak. But Speak didn't last long because Joy and him went different directions. Joy went with Keyshawn Paul Pierce. He went with LaShawn McCoy and was it Chase Daniels, right? No, that's the facility. So they did Speak. Yeah, the facility at that time slot on the time slot of Undisputed. Look at me confusing everybody, right? So he walked in there, no prenup. He like, no prenup. I'm going no prenup. So he gets in there and then he probably like, yo, this is good. You know why it's good? Because even if it fails, I'm good. Woo. Like I'm built different than that. Doesn't mean I'm built better. Trust me, in the position I am in right now, I don't know if I'm built better. I respect what Acho was doing. That's the game now. You dealing with this modernism, modern women, modern men. This is how dudes think. You ain't catching me slipping, boo-boo. Ain't no more I'm leading with my heart. I'm leading with my brain. Yeah, I love you. Yeah, I love working at Fox. Yeah, I love the facility. Yeah, I love this time slot. Oh, it's over? Okay, that's cool. Oh, you said I did it? You said I'm one of the reasons we gone? Oh, that's cool. Let me take half of this shit. Right. On my way out, let me get these channels, homie. Oh, no? Let me call my lawyer. You want me to call my lawyer to get these channels? It's real parallel. Y'all walking with me. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Acho walked in there, it sounds like, and I love that line about Noah. You don't build the ark when it starts raining, god dang it. It's too late. That's dope. But damn, Acho, when did you build the ark is what we're asking, because that tells you a lot about a person, but whatever.
Why would I not take a show that has 2.6 million subscribers instead of a show that has 600,000 subscribers? So you don't just wait till it starts raining to build the ark, you start building in advance. I've never said I created the channel. I sure as hell did not pay for the channel. I'll make that abundantly clear. But more than anything, we've had to do good work on the channel to make this channel continue to thrive. Shout out to Shannon. Shout out to Skip. With that being said, we have taken the baton and we are sprinting like hell with it. But more than anything, I'm glad I have this channel because it's allowed me to pay my dogs and sit here every night and do this show.
Blah, blah, blah. All right. Y'all, I know y'all got comments on that. I can see it right now. Beat them up in the comments. Let's just stay. I'm going to keep the flavor going and keep it going on this. Look. You got to respect what he's saying. Even though it feels a little weird, I know. Everybody's like, yo, it don't feel right, Wiley. It doesn't, but at the same time, it should. Maybe we've been programmed the wrong way. Okay, maybe we've been programmed the wrong way. What's this? Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a member. I don't say that enough anymore. Or hit the super chat. You hit the super chat, I'll talk to you right now. Ravo Sports says, you and Acho are much better on social media. Speak Easy is getting a lot of attention lately, however he did it. Yeah, Acho's gonna get his attention. He's great on social media. He got a social media team, and they always out there. Yeah, I mean, Acho is like, I got what I need to do what I want. Simple as that. And I know a lot of people don't feel this, don't like how he got here. But let's just be real. What we say yesterday, the greatest transfers of wealth in world history is inheritance and the institution of marriage or divorce, we should call it now. Right? So y'all, everybody out here going to Harvard, we all know how that, the Ivy League, how that looks now. Like, really? You're going to be $400,000 in debt and ain't got the job you really want? You sure? That model is being shifted. The college degree model as a whole is being shifted. Like the old way of keep your nose down, get good grades, extracurricular activities, MVP of the football team, and then you go to college. Oh, you were a good athlete, you won't go pro, and then they're going to fall into this great gig and become a CEO. Man, I wish you would be that robotic. It's kids 12, 13 years old right now playing around on their AI, and then they creating companies, virtual companies. He got dope. It's simple as that. Big Cheeseroni, what's up, big dog? Thanks for the super chat. $2. $2. How much for one rib? I say $1. You look at these kids now, it's a whole different animal. So does it really matter how you get it? If you're Emmanuel Acho, doesn't matter how you got it. You got it. Inheritance. Mama and daddy was rich. Oh, shoot, I'm born rich. I ain't know that. You know what I mean? Kids I know right now that are rich, like real little kids, because I go the school I go to. I told you everybody's there. Jay-Z's kids were there, and all these names, and you're walking around and you're saying hi, and it's your peoples. That you like them as a person, but they stars. You see Queen Latifah, you're like, oh, what's up, Queen? Oh, little man here, okay. You see all these cats, and look at me trying not to. Russell Westbrook there. Like, it's a great community, but there are stars there, right? There are real stars there. So you're like, yeah, what you gonna do? Them kids rich. You know what I mean? They walking around rich, inheritance, and then divorce, marriage and divorce, right? Marry you a Walton right now. What if you was at the bar right now? I don't know what any of the Walton women look like. I don't know who's single. But if I'm at the bar right now and I just start talking, she's like, you're funny. She's like, you're really funny. Oh, we should go bowling one day. I'm like, let's go bowling. And then I was like, all right, I hit her up, let's go bowling. And she talking about, yeah, come over. I'm like, come over where? To your house? She's like, yeah, we go play in my bowling alley. Oh, you're a Walton. So that's how the game goes. All right, so then this pops up. This is where a lot of this started. Whoever Legend of Winning is, he ain't playing. He on Acho's neck. No way this man is flexing the old Undisputed channel and saying, I formed. Right? And Acho was saying, stop being greedy. God already answered your prayers when I got fired last year. Since then, I formed Speak Easy and went to work. Now, the flex of the form is interesting. The flex of the word form is where got Acho into this little controversy, if you will. Because people are saying, Acho, that word your choice formed makes it seem like you built, you made, you created. And he's like, yeah, I did that with the show. They were like, nah, don't act like you didn't think that we were going to think that it's more than that, right? That you actually built the channel too. Because you showing the channel. You ain't showing the show. Right here on that picture, that wasn't the show. That was the channel. I'm an expert. A lot of people say I should have been a lawyer. And I think so, other than what it takes to be a damn lawyer. Because I'm an expert in hearing hypocrisies, contradictions, right? Double standards. I'm an expert in that. I don't know why, but that's one of my spidey senses. That's one of my superpowers. And I take it. I take it all day. So now we got to get here, and then I think we out of it. Is that it? Acho's last thing, because he's still, they still at his head. So Acho will defend himself to the death. I know one thing about him. He going to defend himself to the death. Is this it? I don't know. I got to see. Yeah. Okay. So that right there. Let me show you this one more time bigger. This right here is where Acho took it. So y'all got to watch Acho, because Acho's smart. Acho's smart in figuring out ways to the top. So, if y'all seen that video of that girl that Drake got a baby by, I forget her name, whatever. There's a video going around about Drake's baby mama. And, if you Drake and you meet her and you have a baby by her, even though he tried to keep it secret and all that stuff. And he probably did because of this video. You like, I got a baby by you. Cool. Let's do this. All right, we're gonna do this. Now you feel a little shame. Why you got shame? Because of this video. There's a video going around of how many dudes she playing little sister to. You know the little sister hug always with some star or some dude, and she just like this, like, oh, that's big bro. Oh, that's big bro. But all of the big bros are big dudes in the world, real names. And then basically they saying she was just waiting for a sucker and she found one. I know what that feels like. Now I can't talk about it all. I will, but I know what that feels like. I understand exactly where Drake was in that moment. Maybe that's why he wanted to keep it hidden, his little baby. But you shouldn't do that. You went too far. Anyway, Acho has got that mindset. Acho is the type where he knows how to get to the next level, right? Even if that means I'm in the pick with Skip and Shannon on their channel. Like, look what we did. Look what we formed. Look what we formed. It's a dirty game out there. Acho tweets 57,000 views first 2 hours, 7,700 peak at once, 150 new subs, 16-minute average watch time at 12 in the morning, East Coast time. We're in all season, 10 months into the show's existence. All are welcome in the speakeasy, haters included. So this is a flex. Once again, I told you, he's flexing on you because those are good numbers, damn good numbers. Only thing the thing I want to give props to is you can have a channel, and to his point, you don't have to watch it. No one is forced to watch it. But when you get 2.6 million people potentially alerted of something, even if you get 10%, you at 260,000, right? You get 1%, you at 26,000. That's what Acho, he got 2% of the channel. I don't even know if that's good or great. I think these are good numbers. But when you got I'm at 600,000, and there are times when I get these numbers and more, right? But that's a good day. That's a real good day. That's above average. But at 566,000, 600,000 subscribers. So I'm 1/4 of him. So obviously inside of 2.6, he's still trying to activate a lot of those subscribers. Most of those subscribers are playing wait and see, dormant, or may not even rock with Acho. Most of them. Because these numbers are comparable to where I'm at, and I've exceeded these numbers 2 or 3 times in the last week. This is not to brag. This is to give you reference. Right now is a hot point if you talk about ESPN, if you talk about the firings. This is one of those flashes, and they happen. I don't even know how to predict them, but I know when they occur. I know what happens. If Stephen A. Smith I shouldn't put that out there, but I don't believe in that shit. So anyway, if Stephen A. Smith got fired tomorrow, dog, make a video about Stephen A. Smith, and then make a video about Stephen A. Smith and be me. That ain't even that big as compared to, it's big, but guess what? Jason Whitlock make a video about Stephen A. Smith. Watch that video. I mean, he probably go in there and say his ABCs and it's 2 million views. I mean, for real. I told you, I was right. I told you he was a fraud, all that stuff. So there is a game within the game, and Acho's playing it, and he's playing it in a different way. And this is the best example. If Acho were literally a year ago, would he have been able, let's be real, to be right here without buying that channel? Not buying it, getting that channel from Fox. Would he have had the capabilities to get a 57,000 viewed video live stream out there? Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. My thoughts on it are, I'm not surprised. Acho knows. Acho is, what do they call those girls? What do they call those people? Like, I know them. I've been around them. And they're not groupies. They're like always thinking of what's next and what's up. What's next up? What's up next? That's what we should call them. What's up next? Because I'm coming up, right? Like Acho knows where the rungs of the ladder are. That's how he is. And I don't know. That to me is a misdemeanor. But at the same time, jaywalking is too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just can't sour on him. I thought it was a smart business move. I think it comes with obviously the issues. You're gonna look a mess, and then you just got to take it from there. Social climbers, I see y'all. I can't read these comments. Y'all stupid. Opportunists, scammers, unk alert. Somebody give me an unk alert, whatever the hell. Baby good. Thank you for the unk alert. Oh man, squatter, all that stuff. Y'all silly. All right, beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Y'all are silly. All right, let's go on. We got to keep the show going. We got to find Nick Wright up in here. Nick Wright. We still got, it's still hot over there at ESPN. People still responding to what's cracking like a maggin from the jacket to the bag end. So we got to talk about what's going on over there at ESPN. The reactions still coming in. And you know what I thought was weird? That people were reacting more to how Ryan Clark was fired, more so it felt like, then he just got fired. They kept saying, well, how they do it? Why they do it that way? And I keep telling y'all, the way you do something is telling somebody how you feel, right? And I know that personally. I know that right now, right here, right now, I know that in real time. That's why I'm right here at a remote studio in a remote location on the road. Because when people do stuff, anybody can do anything. We can all get it done. But how you do it shows you how you feel. Shows the other person more so how you felt about them. And sometimes it ain't pretty. ESPN certainly didn't feel the highest esteem, the highest, deepest respect for Ryan Clark. But don't get it twisted. They did Carl Ravage almost as bad as they did Ryan Clark. He been there 33 years. They let that dude keep talking baseball and then was like, oh, find out on social media. We ain't tripping. So don't act like it's racial. Don't act like it's Ryan Clark exclusive. No, we don't care about you. We don't care about him. Guess what? Maybe we just don't care. Business over y'all. Let's go.
At some point, I don't really comment too much on layoffs. I've told my own personal story that 11 years ago, I was debating between a job at Fox and ESPN. Fox had been kind of recruiting me for a bit. ESPN came into the game late. I, was very torn. I ended up going with Fox. Then the show that I thought I was going to do on Fox ended up not being made. And there was a period of time where I was living in LA, but I didn't really have a job. I was getting paid, but I wasn't really working. And I thought I'd made a terrible, terrible mistake. And a few months later, ESPN had a massive round of layoffs. And I remember thinking, oh man, had I gone there, I would have been one of the newest people, least seniority, maybe one of the first people laid off. And ESPN's had, they're a big company. They've had expansion, contraction. I'm not here to throw stones at that in that regard. And I'm also not here to only act like the people that when a company like that does layoffs that matter are the front-facing people. Like we're going to hear about some of the big names, but there's a lot of producers, there's a lot of other people, that are regular folks that now have their life turned upside down. And it's a brutal time and you hate it.
Okay. All that was pregame, but basically he like, look, you can just choose bad. And that's one thing we all got to really hone in on. Like sometimes you just made a bad choice, right? If you got free agency and you just picked the wrong team and y'all sorry, all of a sudden you used to be great. You were the highly touted free agent who picked the wrong team. Now they sorry. Why are we paying them all this money? We sorry. It ain't even your fault. You a DN. You had 20 sacks. Don't matter. 20 sacks ain't going to be 15 wins. Your quarterback is horrible. Myles Garrett style. Imagine if Myles Garrett was a free agent, went to Cleveland last year, set the sack record, but look at Cleveland. Y'all been like, to this point, why am I here getting paid all this money? It ain't having no impact. I got to go. I'm on the Rams. That's how the game goes for real. I'll tell you my San Diego story because everybody over here whining about how they get fired. Can't lie to y'all. I don't give a damn how I get fired. I really don't. You know why? Because I'm still fired. The rest of that is vain. The rest of that is ego. The rest of that is how you feel. Like, being real. I don't give a damn. People, dog, I would prefer no one knew, but that's not reality. Then from there, I would prefer you come to me and speak to me face to face, man to man, and let me gather myself before the world knows. Listen to it. You're really just only caring about the world. Because a fire is a fire. You know what happens when you get fired? The next day, don't go to work. I don't give a damn who you told. You can tell the world I got fired. You can tell nobody I got fired. Guess what I do tomorrow? Don't go to work. We got to stop playing. So fire me how you want to. I don't want to get fired. After that, it don't matter, dog. I ain't got a job.
With all that said, there is a way to do things in a way that not to do things. And I don't think anyone at ESPN is going to be upset with what I say here, but I do want to advocate for a guy that I actually don't think I've ever even met in person. But I think he's very talented. I know he's very hardworking. We have a lot of mutual friends, all of whom vouch for him. And
I'm a mutual friend. Nick is a friend. I like Nick. I actually like Ryan Clark. I don't vouch for Ryan Clark. Let me stop. I had to get the joke in. I don't vouch for Ryan Clark. But nah, to the point, everybody knows Ryan Clark's a cool dude out there. You can see it. Obviously, he has a sensitivity level to certain things in life that others don't, right? We've seen it before. We've seen him be layered. And people got a high respect for Ryan Clark, including me, even though obviously he wanted to smoke or wants to smoke, whatever. I don't smoke.
Added little bonus, the people who dislike him the most on the internet are some of the worst, most disingenuous charlatans around. And so that makes me like him even more. And that's Ryan Clark.
Outside of me.
And
outside of me, right?
Again, I don't have ESPN's books. I don't know the tough decisions they had to make. I'm not even sitting here saying, and maybe Ryan would be upset that I'm not, that, you know, it's outrageous that that is one of the people you decided to cut. Companies have to make decisions that companies have to make.
On that point, it's not linear either. It's not even. It's not neat. They do not cut people based on how good they are. Let's start at the bottom. Let's cut the worst player. No, they cut good players. They cut great players for many reasons. And I think it's always about how much we paying him, how much he producing, and how much a problem he is. Somehow, and every organization or institution has a different range of what those three categories are. Some of them have them higher pitched in how much we paying him. Oh, we paying him too much. But he's producing. I don't give a damn. We ain't paying nobody that much. You know what I mean? And some of them are like, did he get caught jaywalking and not signing an autograph? Off with his head. I say off with his head. You know, like, you got to know where you are, read the room, and hope. Pray, grace and mercy.
And part of my respect for Ryan comes from the fact that the show that he's one of the main components on, the show that he was on yesterday when he found out he was being let go, which is where we're going with this, you know, is the two-time Emmy winner in a row in the category that my show was nominated in. Like that show is widely regarded and widely respected, at least by the Emmy committee, as the best in the field. And ESPN had to make tough decisions. That's fine. Like, whenever somebody, if you're going to do layoffs, somebody's getting laid off. No one's going to feel good about it. But man, oh man. And maybe we'll see how the rest of these go.
Here we go.
There needs to be better, what I would call informational security when it comes to layoffs, to where the information does not leak so much so that you feel like your best option is to let someone know they're being let go while they're on the air in commercial break.
Okay. That lands. That lands. 10. I agree with him. And then I also disagree with him. Think about what we're really trying to protect ourselves from. To know what a real threat is not to sit there in the state of fear and say, I'm scared of that. It's also, if you want to do true surveillance, is to get out of that state of fear and then see how threatening that thing really is. That's what counterintelligence is. That's why the next level of security is not just, it's not you, untrained, don't know what to do. It's someone who's formally trained, say, don't worry about that. He can't do anything. Look at where he is. Look at how he's standing. Look at his angles. Look at it. You can tell by his posture. He's not carrying any weapons except like the next level. We've seen it in movies. Some of us know some of those guys. I knew was a Navy SEAL. I had a Navy SEAL on my team in football. We didn't believe him, but he said he was. We were like, whatever. He was old as hell too. Anyway, it's a different level. What's so bad about like just being real? And I've been here before. Wait till I tell you my San Diego story. What's so bad? Like really, what's so bad that you get fired on the show that you were getting paid to do? Then what's so bad about it? Well, one, everyone's going to know before you. Or two, it's embarrassing. Okay, I'm waiting for the threat. I'm waiting for the problem. Or three, it's bad because people are going to look at you guys like you're classless and you're not going to be thought of in high regard. Do you? Okay. You got any more? No, it's just tasteless. It's just classless. Okay, let's step away from that. Do you think if I am ESPN and I just fire Ryan Clark in the middle of his show that I can't walk outside right now and say, "Hey, yo, we hiring over here"? Anybody? That line ain't going around the world. All those people are saying how distasteful, how wrong, how mean. What do I sign? And the reason I bring that up is because they know that. So when you know you're going to get the next, look how you treat your ex. Ooh, when you know, oh, I'm going outside, it's all good. We don't need to argue. I can do what I want. That's how people get arrogant. And ESPN, yeah. If anybody in sports is going to be arrogant, it's going to be ESPN. There was a day where they didn't have Dan. They let Dan Patrick go. They'll let Rich Eisen go. Come on, man. I don't know if y'all know the 90s like that, but Ryan Clark's, get out the way. These dudes was dudes. It was like Stuart Scott, Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen, Scott Van Pelt. Like, what? And we over here talking about, well, this don't feel so good. All we doing is trying to protect our feelings, which is a deeper conversation. You probably want to go to Whitlock channel now, but it's a deeper conversation. I can have it too, but I want to stay on this topic. We really not protecting ourselves from anything but how it feels. And if that's all we got as ammo, ooh, we sensitive.
And Adam Marchand of The Athletic reported that's exactly what happened. And that can't happen. And
why can't
it is?
Why?
It is.
Yep.
These are all,
Why?
Hard decisions. And I don't think anyone did this intentionally.
Yes, they did.
But
they did.
Even if the plan is to let everyone know Tuesday morning or whatever the plan was, I read that Marchand this morning just reported that he is the one, like that Carl Ravitch is also sadly being let go, and that Ravitch found out when journalists, I think Marchand himself, reached out for comment.
We did this yesterday. Go back to yesterday's live if you want to know the beats of it. Supposedly, OutKick knew on Friday. OutKick hits him up. What was this? What's today? Thursday? Tuesday? No, Monday. OutKick hits up ESPN on Monday. Hey, man, I heard Ryan Clark about to be gone. What? No. Don't run that article yet. Let us get some time to handle this internally. All right. Give me 2 hours. Nope. I give you 1 hour. Okay. Within that 1 hour, they ran to The Athletic and told him, and then ran to Ryan Clark and told him, and prepared everyone internally. They were going to tell Ryan Clark on Tuesday. Here's the thing that maybe it's just because where I'm from, and I'm not just talking about my city. I'm talking about my mindset. Because when I say that, it's like okay, the thing that I need protected the most is my employment. I only know y'all because we work together. Let's keep the main thing the main thing. How I feel is not really that high. I'd much rather have my job in priority versus you talking about how it's going to land and make him feel. See, we ain't even in response, even in criticism, even in people who are hating ESPN are not keeping the main thing the main thing. I bet you right now, Ryan Clark, the way it happened, or could ESPN just come to me and say, look, man, we about to cut you. He said, wait a minute, how much y'all got left? What do y'all need for me to do to stay? He wasn't even given that. That's the conversation I need to have. Is there anything I can do to stay here gainfully employed? Remember his last contract before, he had to make the video we showed you yesterday of him trying to get another deal because they weren't trying to hear him. So he was already on thin ice, basically. Just be real, dog. Stop all this fluff. The fluff is the problem because if you let someone fluff you, you ain't never going to get to the real stuff you really want. Stay on that employment conversation, not my feelings.
If you, as the overall entity, know this has leaked, this is getting out, then you have to change your, again, I've never been a boss. You have to change how you're planning on doing this. And you certainly, even if it puts you in a tough spot, programming-wise, can't run the risk that someone is going to be live on the air and find out via Twitter or text message that they're being let go to the point to where you have to let them go during a commercial break. You can't do that.
Okay, I know how that lands. Emotionally, it got us all in the right spot. But then I'm the uncle, I'm the granddaddy that's like, why not? Why not? My San Diego story will answer it to you. Why not? You can't let that happen. Why? Everything we do is on air. Everything we do, our whole business model is you showing yourself to the world authentically. Look, ideally, this doesn't happen. I'm not stupid, y'all. Take care of people like you take care of kids. I love itty bitties. I take care of them, right? Same with adults, because adults are nothing but big kids acting out their childhood in adult realities. I know that. But there's a dilemma. You know, the definition of dilemma is you have two bad choices. So you start picking lesser of two evils. Ideally, they told Ryan on Sunday night, you don't even start the work week if you don't want to. It's okay. We're going to fire you Tuesday. On Sunday night, Ryan, can we Zoom? Yes. I want to see you. Ryan, it's over, bro. That's the best way, right? But is it the best way if you're ESPN? Because ESPN has now built a model that every time you talk about them, good, bad, or ugly, you feed the beast. You feed the machine. You want to watch more content. You want to watch more ESPN. You want to see how NFL Live looks the next day without Ryan Clark. You want to go into the First Take and see Stephen A. Smith react and see his emotions and see how he's affected because no more Ryan Clark. You want to see who's on First Take that wasn't on First Take that's now on First Take because Ryan Clark ain't on First Take. Come on, man. Y'all, man, we got to stop. Because when we don't talk about the real, we keep falling for the fake. I'm feeling testified right now. Like, come on, man. Like, we talking about how he gonna feel on air. We ain't even talked enough about why did they fire Ryan Clark?
And then what you triply can't do is have so many communication gaps that you are then publicizing and posting that person's takes of the day on your channels while the world has now found out he was let go minutes before giving that take.
Yeah, I wish I could read this book of poetry with you. At the same time, and as much as I love Nick Wright now, I actually wish that I felt the way he felt about this. I know that's not reality, so I force myself to live in reality. That's why when I go through good times, I'm the same dude. When I go through bad times, you go like, damn, he kind of the same dude. obviously I'm affected, but dog, you 6 million ways to die. Choose one. Stop dying every day. You letting people kill you every day. People gonna always take shots. I'm getting shot at left and right now, and I'm like, y'all done? I'm Keanu Reeves right now. This Matrix. Like, y'all done? You think the publicity is the killer? No, the killer is I don't have a job right now, or that job right now. Ryan Clark actually got multiple jobs. I don't have that job right now. That's all I'm caring about. How I'm gonna make that money back. What I'm gonna do to use that opportunity that is now behind me to trampoline and springboard me forward. Not if Ryan Clark, and I'm glad he did, and I saw a Planet Fitness video, and I saw him come out and say some great words of strength. I'm glad. Because the last thing we need is another dude simping, talking about he lost his job. Meanwhile, there's millions of Americans and millions of people who ain't got a job. And you talking about, oh, I lost my job on air. And they like, I ain't even get my job to have air. You know what I mean? Like, what? So let's just keep perspective, shall we?
You can't do that. And I don't feel sicker for Ryan than I do anybody else that is going to lose their job or has lost their job today. I do feel sicker for Ryan in the way that it was done. And
I guess, look, we ain't all played that game. How you die matters. Remember you used to play that game with your friends? Hey, dog, would you rather get burned to death or freeze to death? And that's what we're doing right now. And I'm basically saying, I guess freeze me to death. Like, I don't care. I'm cold-hearted. Like, it don't matter. I'm dead. Like, I'm really focused on the dead part, but he's right. He's talking about how you die. And I'm talking about you're dead. So that's the beauty of this show. We can show you, man, that process of dying matters. And I'm like, yeah, until you're dead. Ryan didn't find out because ESPN did his job too well. It's a distribution channel. It's a network distributing multiple shows, all these investigative journalists and reporters and all these contacts and connections and publicists and marketing and branding and all these people just always talking and talking. And guess what? You can't slow that down when it's something that you don't want out there. You can't hide it. It's always sources say ESPN, Jimmy Pitaro, Burt Magnus, Pat McAfee, Stephen A. Smith, Ryan, like, you can't stop that machine that you built. You can't stop feeding that beast. That beast is hungry and will keep eating and devour its own.
Maybe people are there watching and like, well, if we tell the social media folks, don't post this person's clips today, then they're going to know. No, you can just take it on the chin for a day of not having, just send out whatever the reasoning is. Hey guys, we're not posting any clips from any shows today. We're going to take the algorithm hit. Like, if you need to go that extreme to it.
Let me explain this part, because this is really, I think this is going to be enlightening. Who made the decision to fire Ryan Clark? Jimmy Pitaro certainly signed off on it, right? Who else do you think? Burt Magnus? Okay. Anybody else? Probably a name or two we don't know, right? Let's be real. Stephen A. Smith? I don't think so. You may think so. Whatever. The people who are putting out clips, the people who are trying to deal with the collateral damage are not the people in power, not the people in charge. So what happens is they are disconnected in their communication. All of a sudden upstairs, they're dealing with a Ryan Clark controversy, crisis, PR issue, because we fired him on air and everybody's talking bad about ESPN. You think in the middle of them taking in all that water, they actually are going to say, oh, by the way, what was he saying on NFL Live? Make sure that doesn't go out today. Meanwhile, the person whose job is to put out what went out today doesn't have the power and doesn't want to touch it and doesn't want to step in something that's big. So guess what they do? They go on autopilot, right? When the plane has turbulence, they ain't serving nuts. They're not serving the hot peanuts. They're not serving water. Things get disconnected. And this happens a lot. And then we always blame the top dogs. Why they do that? Dog, when they found out that he found out, they were like, uh-oh. All right, what do we do? What do we do? They're not thinking about video clips. They ain't thought about a video clip ever. You think this is the time they're going to wake up and say, video clips, don't let them go out. And the people who are supposed to put the clips out are like, PR issue, ESPN, the bosses are mad or they're taking in water. Just do your job. Just do your job. See, Occam's razor. It's sometimes like we always thinking it's always some malicious intent. Nah, just be practical about what would you do if you're in that role? What would you do if you're in that role? Those roles ain't communicating and connecting. That's why it looks this way.
And none of it sat right with me. And the people taking victory laps today because someone they think they know his politics or whatever it is gone. Like, I mean, those people ultimately are really unhappy with their lot in life. So they lash out at others to try to make themselves feel bigger and more important.
Oh, man, I don't like that take. And I love me some Nick Wright. That's not fair. That's not fair. I you know what? That's what I'm compelled to be fair to the point where sometimes I don't do exactly what I should do, which is lay a motherfucker down, excuse me, because I'm fair. But just imagine if you were on the other side of some of Ryan Clark's criticism. And a lot of his race baiting, let's just not dance around it. A lot of his race baiting made white people and other people feel like, why are you painting us like this? Why are you painting me like this? If we lived in the world, we don't live in this world, but if we lived in a world where people could race bait black people, you got to take care of black people. You got to be nice and sensitive. But whatever, I'm a big boy. You can talk, tell me the real. But if I lived in a world where they race baited me, and we got our own issues, but it ain't this one. If you race baited me, oh, trust me, whenever I get a chance to return fire, whenever I get the hammer, I'm swinging it. Now, I do it in a fairness, but I should do it in the same, keep the same energy. So to say that those people are unhappy, it's not fair because some people are just watching sports like everybody. We watching a kickoff. Okay. We watching the game analysis. Okay. We watching who won. Okay. Then we watching the post game. And next thing you know, we hear that you only like that player because, the other player's black. You only like Joe Burrow because you don't like Lamar Jackson being authentically black. Shaggy, you know what I mean? You're like, what you talking about, Willis? And that's what he did. Like, if you ain't gonna call it that, then we ain't gonna have a real conversation. If you ain't gonna say that Ryan did that and that has to land somewhere, and there's collateral damage, those people felt affected. They was like, why you keep calling us out? We ain't did shit. I ain't do nothing. So I think the return fire is all you witness, but don't forget where the fire started.
And, everybody's got to pay the rent. But this should have been handled better.
Yes.
And my guess is everyone involved knows it. And everyone involved can do a little after action report of, because listen, there's going to be another round of layoffs at some point ever, like that, to make sure it's handled better and more humanely in the future. So
yeah, I get it.
I just want to get that in there. Again, I don't know. I'm literally live right now. This morning is when they're supposed to be announcing a lot of it. And as I said on the front end, like, it's going to be a lot of people whose names we don't know, but who, lives are just as, if not more so, affected. And, you hate it for everybody. But the added public embarrassment of it happening that way and in that fashion, you hate it. You just hate it.
Facts. I'll give you two anecdotes, because I know when I get into this lane, I know I'm going uphill. I know I'm going against the flow. And, I'm ready for that workout. Let's just call it that way. One, I had a phone call yesterday with a gentleman that I know from school. at the same time, we know each other. We've only hung maybe once or twice. But obviously what I'm going through right now has made a lot of people reach out. A lot of names that will surprise you, really big, huge names, people I don't even know, and all the way down to the people that I do know, but really don't have that great relationship with. They're like, man, stay strong, be right, and all that. We see through this, or, you know, they're saying all the supportive things, right? But this conversation was different. And we had about an hour conversation. I was at PF Chang's over there nibbling on some of that good dragon roll. And he literally went through a divorce before and told me beat by beat his divorce. And when he told me, he was like, the reason I'm telling you is because I literally know y'all, and I've been saying for years that he is in a position I'm in. But he said, I never said anything because you guys look so happy. He said, you were always with the kids and she was always there and y'all smiling. And the short of the story is this. The man was sitting there and he's like, but what's different between you and I is that I went through all of that. When it was over, I heard all this crazy stuff. When we were together, we were fine. We weren't perfect. The next thing you know, a 180. He said, but I wasn't in the public light. He said, you got to deal with it and everybody knows about it. And he just, I mean, it felt like every 5 minutes he would say, man, I could imagine if everybody knew. And I was like, man, I don't know. I'm different. I'm built different. Like everybody knows and nobody in my world cares. Nobody. Not the waiter. Not this lady just sat next to me, wanted to see what I was watching on my phone. Not the dude that asked me about my electric bike. Like nobody. So when you got to live through something publicly, don't act like it's the only thing that's happening, because the real thing that's happening is happening to people privately all the time. It's just a shame element, an embarrassment element that you have to have a negotiation with. How much do you care that people know? How much do you even assume that people know? You can make yourself psycho thinking everybody knows. Everybody don't do anything. Everybody doesn't do anything together. Everybody. No, no such thing. So I bring that up because this is Ryan Clark getting embarrassed by ESPN. I agree with y'all. Don't get it twisted. But I also know for those who went through it, like that guy on the phone yesterday, it still hurts, even if nobody knows. It still hurts Ryan Clark just because he got fired. He's still going to get paid, but he got fired. Go back to the main thing and keep the main thing the main thing. My last point on this is this. Maybe I'm desensitized to this because I got fired before. Oh, my camera's frozen? Uh-oh, that's not good. Let me stop that. My camera froze. Why it freeze? Let's see. Let me see if this is better. Tell me if this is better. Y'all want to see two of me? I got a screenshot up. Man, I was over here preaching too. Then I looked up, y'all talking like, Wiley, is this better? What's the next topic? I'm going to get to the next topic, then I'm going to keep preaching. Oh, Stephen A. Smith talking this. Let's see if this works. I'm sorry. Let's see if it moves. I hope so. If not, messing with my live screen when I'm over here preaching. Oh, that worked, but it's still frozen. Let me do the video. Let me cut it off. Cut it back on. Work with me, because I got to tell y'all this San Diego story. They don't want this San Diego story out. The Chargers is involved. Come on. Please be it. If not, y'all delayed, so it's taking me a second. Oh, y'all can hear me? I got to dial up. Oh, God, Lord. This is, It might not be it, because I see myself, but then I don't see myself over here. Damn. What would happen if I hang up and do it on? Turn your computer on and off? Can I do that? I'm going to try it. You know, messed up my numbers. I can't post like Acho. Look at all my numbers. Golly, this is ghetto. Nobody smiled. Turn. Oh, hold on. I saw a turn off camera. Let me do that. Oh, this is ghetto as it get. Reset the whole system. Okay. Hold on. That's me. Am I back? I think I'm back. Yeah, ESPN is going. I think I'm back. Let me see. There you go. Mm-hmm. There I go. Here I go. If I see me dancing in the camera, then I know. I'm going to that Versus tonight. Happy Versus Day. I can't wait to go to my Versus. I should show y'all my outfit. I'm so pumped. Okay, good. Yeah. It looked ghetto as hell. Okay. I went to Radio Shack real quick and got it right. All right, I'm back. Okay. Let me tell you my San Diego story. Then I'm going to show you my outfit for the night. I'm so pumped to go to Versus. It's going to be so many bloods up in there. I'm like, oh my God. Ooh, I'm glad I'm from CPT. I'm going to be by myself too. I'm going to be like, man, golly. They'll be like, wow, what up, blood? What up, boy? What up, blood? Wow, you good? Man, that's some fuck shit, homie. What she talking about, homie? I love an LA dude. They're going to crack me up. They be like, hey, blood, when I read that shit, homie, I'm telling you, I wasn't even tripping. I was like, man, I know dude, dog. He be coaching this shit. Oh, my God. They be like, hey, man, just be bicking back and bicking boo, dog. Don't be tripping on her. Like, what? Oh, I love my people. They don't know. All right, anyway, let me tell you the San Diego story, and then we out of this Ryan Clark stuff. You already know I'm going with JB. Not Coach JB, though, Jabari, my boy. Coach JB, we be fighting. I'm in San Diego. My first year, I get there. I break my foot right before the first regular season game. I just, free agent, come to San Diego, playing with Rodney Harrison, playing with Junior Seau, rest in peace, the late great. LT, we draft. Drew Brees, we draft. We grabbed Tim Dwight in free agency. Sick team on paper, sick team. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I was a free agent. Everybody and their mama wanted me. I was the finest girl on the free agency market as a DN. Everybody was hollering. I get to San Diego. I'm pumped. This defense looks sick. I'm with their Rayleigh Johnson, John Perella. We dudes. Orlando, Mayo. Oh, man, we dudes. First year goes well, except I break my foot first week of practice. I'm supposed to have surgery. I have the surgery. It's supposed to be out half the year, if not the whole year. I decided to rush it because I wanted to justify the money. Play well. Second year, play good. Not as well as the year before, all pro and Pro Bowl, but still. Third year, not that good. Not bad, but not that good. The numbers weren't there, but if you had to look deeper into the film, you're like, oh, well, he kind of all right. I was playing the run still great. The pass, I just, I'm a step off now. So the difference between a sack and a hurry and a pressure and all that, I'm coming down the hill a little bit. Injuries again. I had 3 surgeries. No excuses. I'm just telling you what's going on. This is the real. Had my exit meeting with my coach. My coach says, everything fine, Marcellus. I know these fans are on your head right now, or these papers and newspapers. Not newspapers. I know they're talking about you in the Sunday Times. You know what I mean? But you good. And then the thing that happens after that, my coach says I'm good. We have our exit meeting. We're fine. Next year, new year, work your butt off. Come back in here right. We're going to reload, get some stuff done, and you're going to be all right. Hold on one second. Let me try and get some stuff. Y'all talking about I got too much stuff open? Oh, no. Okay, I'm good. All right. You know what happens after that? I'm watching Sports Center. Wake up in the morning, turn on Sports Center. First thing I used to do all the time, just for the bottom ticker. You can watch the show too, but it's Saturday morning Sports Center. Y'all know what it is. It's always some like Make-A-Wish, always some good charity in the South or Midwest. Always that. Then all of a sudden, guess what comes across the screen? My name at the bottom. Uh-oh. Hold on. I don't want to mess this up. Y'all say my data is slow. Damn, let me get rid of some of this stuff. Hold on. I do not want to mess this story up. I hope this works. I suck right now. Y'all just staring at my face. Y'all like, dog, we can't be rocking with you if you can't get the. I hate when stuff happens and you're like, dog, I don't know how to fix this shit. That ain't my job. My job is to wake up and have some good damn data. I'm from the west side with cracking, but back at what's happened. Ooh, when he played that BPT tonight, boy, I am going to sweat like I've never sweated my life. Everybody knows when that song come on, that damn horn or whistle, minna. Where you from? Man, I'm from what? Oh, okay. Is this better? Okay. They expect me to have fiber? You're stupid. All right, so then I'm watching Sports Center, laying in the bed, solo creep. And I'm just laying there. I remember like barely looking over my feet. You know, you still really laying down like you sleep. And I'm just looking at the TV. And then I'm looking at the bottom ticker. And then I saw it. Breaking news. San Diego Chargers defensive end. Now, in real time, I'm like, what is going on? What is y'all talking about? In real time, my name go across. I see the M. I'm like, there ain't that many DNs on San Diego. I'm like, what happened? I thought my boy had gotten in a car accident or somebody got hurt. I'm thinking all that. But it's happening in slow time. You're like this. It's like breaking news. San Diego Chargers defensive end. Who? My name, Marcellus. Wiley released. I'm like, what? Get on the phone, you know, the agent, other than that, phone ringing, phone messages. That's how I found out. Maybe I'm desensitized. Maybe that's what it is. Because I was like, so when I hear Ryan Clark got fired on camera, I'm like, that's how the game goes sometimes. That's just how the game goes. Let's finish it up with people talking about this topic right here, the problems that he had. Because there are some problems. There were some problems there. Where are they? How's my camera looking? Tell the truth. It's looking bad? Whatever. Y'all can hear me. And then tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow I'll be better. But today I'm asking why? Why? Oh, I think this might come from the other side. Remember we were talking about the other side? We were talking about, the other side must hate themselves. No, I think the other side is like, yo, what this dude was talking about? Why are you talking about us? So let's hear it. Let's see what they talking about. Since we got to be divided.
Why do you think Clark was or is going to be among those laid off?
He became a headache for the network, Dan. I mean, pure and simple. I mean, the first thing was last time Clark was in contract negotiations in 2024, he aired the dirty laundry. He talked about how ESPN wasn't valuing him enough. ESPN doesn't take kindly to that. I think they were afraid in 2024 to let him go because the climate was a little bit different. But I thought that Ryan Clark, when he signed that deal in 2024, especially after he ripped ESPN publicly, that would be his last contract either way. Turns out that was true. But I also think the Kyron Lacey stuff, Dan, I mean, look, Clark can, get up there and spout all his left-wing talking points and talk about racism and all that, and ESPN eats that stuff up. But once you start slandering an entire police department in a state, you got a problem. And he just started creating more headaches than he was worth. And with the Super Bowl coming up this year, I think the timing is significant. I think it matters that they pulled him off the air before letting him play out this football season, because it's my understanding that that's what he had left on his contract was this football season, and he would have been part of the Super Bowl coverage. I think they didn't want him on a Super Bowl coverage, especially given that he's a loose cannon and could have said anything between now and then that might have drawn focus away from, what amounts to ESPN's biggest broadcast of all time. So I think that's why, Dan.
Well, nobody arguing with that. No one is going to argue with that. So if you're Ryan Clark, big dog. I'm not going to do any more topics because this data is just too bad, and I don't want to do that. We're going to do it right or we ain't going to do it at all. To button that up, man, I just care for Ryan Clark to be his best version. And obviously he loved working at ESPN, and he got caught off guard, blindsided. He got ear-holed, as we say in sports, football. He going to be fine. I've seen worse. I've dealt with worse. I'm sure Ryan's dealt with worse, where you could be laying in the bed and they fire your ass. So it's like, dog, we football players. We can't act like we ain't tough now when something bad happens. Don't do that. That's why you are tough, because you went through tough things before. So he'd be fine. All right, y'all, beat it up in the comments, other than how slow my data is. Love to you guys, and we're going to do it again tomorrow, okay? I rock with y'all. Hold on. I look good, don't I? Tell me if I'm looking good. I might build this thing back up. Man, I'm from DPG. Is it looking good? Y'all got to tell me. If it's looking good, I just looked and I was like, maybe everybody here got back off the internet. Yeah, it was a lot. I might do one more. What y'all want to do? Are we looking good? We looking really good, actually. I look crispy in there. Shoot, we about to do it. There is a God. What's next? Let's do let's stay at ESPN. I think so. Nah, I want to go to that Gilbert Arenas. Let's get that Gilbert Arenas, because I got too much info that I couldn't use because my ass got locked up. Don't let me out. Gilbert called me right when I got to Florida. He was like, bruh, I remember because I just landed. I was looking at Mickey Mouse. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Let's do it. Gilbert Arenas. What you talking about? What happened to you? What happened to them boys? Gilbert breaks it down. Let's hear what this is about. I hope it stays clear. Lego.
Yeah, all y'all fired the day after.
You went to them earlier?
Who?
Did you go to them earlier and say that you was ready to be done? Underdog?
No. See, this was an underdog.
Oh.
This was that dude.
Oh, that they bought in.
The dude, like the dude that just came in. So because he wanted to negotiate, I negotiated the way I negotiate. Who you negotiating with it? I go straight to them. Hey, listen, when I end, I have the rights to Gil's Arena. So what you want to do? Well, we're gonna go with you. Oh, I bet. And I said, hey, just keep negotiating with him. I need to see who he really is. I want to see who the cast is when they think I'm out.
My enemy's enemy.
Yeah, so I just sat back. I just sat back with all the raises in my pocket, just sitting there. Oh, you want to keep shouting them out, huh? Oh, hey, you keep shouting out. But wait, hold on. Like you gonna keep shouting? Like I don't mind the underdog. Me and the underdog are cool. You keep shouting out that name. That name is an enemy. And I told you he's an enemy. And you're gonna keep shouting him out, not realizing you go there, you're dead. Because
this is tough. If you're Rashad right there, who's trying to get his name up there, obviously where Gilbert's is, but Rashad found him a lane. He's a contrarian. He doing his thing and he bubbling. And then there's a new boss there. And Gilbert knows the entity and the boss of the entity. But the day-to-day, the one that you got to work with, the one who's pulling all the strings, it feels like the general manager versus the owner, this guy is in your ear talking about, rock with me. If you rock with me, then you're going to roll where you want to go. Meanwhile, Gilbert just saying, trust me because I'm your dog and I brought you in and I'm the one to give you the opportunity. It's going to be fine. But it's kind of weird because Gilbert's now on the sidelines and Gilbert going to land on his feet because he's just too talented. But you trying to you got conflicting voices of one, somebody is telling you don't rock with Gilbert, but two, your own ambitions. Like I want to do me. Do I want to get back into that same lane? What Rashad couldn't say to Gilbert is, I don't want to be under your thumb no more. Part of me don't want to be your sidekick no more, if not all of me. And then this dude is kind of like whispering, you ain't got to be Gilbert's sidekick. You know how that goes? So it comes off as betrayal, but really it's like, no, freedom. I finally get to get what I want. Get to get what I got.
He did.
And then you talking about, I don't want to, name specific names. Talking about
Cemetery Larry, he in the cemetery.
Cemetery Larry. I like that.
Cemetery. I got his raise right in the pocket. Now I got to give it to somebody else. Now I got to give everything he worked for. I got to give it to somebody else because the person he went with, he got nothing.
Damn.
He in the grave. He next to you. Y'all both buried in the same place.
I knew I would like you. I knew I would like, because you petty as hell. This is good.
Petty as hell.
Yeah.
Petty Wop. Gilbert Petty Wop. I'm Petty Wop. I get it. You know what's crazy about it? The crazy thing about it is he's saying that the other guy, obviously that whole entity got shut down. Underdog canceled all of his sports content and all that stuff. Skip Bayless, everybody gone. I haven't heard anything from Skip Bayless. Everybody gone. All of them. Wiped out the whole department. You can say because of Gilbert, now be pretty true. Wiped them all out, including Rashad, including the dude who Rashad had showed loyalty to, that Gilbert was like, nah, not him, dog, me. So now you go down in the wash with him. When Gilbert been saying, I try to tell you, you got to rock with us. And now you're on the wrong side of this thing. Crazy.
If everybody think you out, right? You really got to see who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're telling me, oh yeah, if you don't want to negotiate, don't come to work. I wasn't planning to come to work anyway, goddamn it. I'm building a new studio back at the crib.
Okay. Now August, the plan to bring Gil's Arena back independently. I know you spoke about that. Is that still a go?
See, it was going to be August because I wanted to jump them. Right. Because they was going to come back like September, October. So I wanted to start in when they was on vacation to take the time slot from them.
Okay.
Because they're not going to want to compete. Now they fired. Like, damn. So, you know what I mean? Like, they fired. You know what I mean?
So Gilbert called me. Like I said, it was like July 1st, maybe June. Yeah, like July 1st. And we chopping it up. And he telling me all this and more. And I'm like, Gilbert. I kept saying, like, Gilbert, this can't be real. I was like, I already knew Josiah was going to rock with you. And I was like, I think Nick Young too. And then he's like, I had to fill out the rest of the roster because these cats were sounding sideways. You know, they didn't sound like they were all in, you know? And I think at that time, Gilbert, because things didn't work out the way he designed them and the way it was obviously conveyed with Underdog, you do go into a loyalty test. I'm in a loyalty test phase right now because I'm outside and I got headlines. I'm like, I'm not about to fight y'all. I'm going to see who rock with me and who don't. And look, there are people who are not rocking with me. There's a couple of moms I know that chose their side. Like, girl power. That's fine. But keep your power, girl, because now I know you Rashad McCants, you know, to Gilbert. I get it. That's simple as that. So sometimes you ain't even got to fight it. Actually, most times you ain't got to fight it. Just read it. Why fight it? Just read it.
So nobody from Gil's Arena is coming back? It's just you?
I don't know, man. Josiah.
Okay. Shout out Josiah.
Josiah, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? That's my guy.
I ain't know that nigga was that tall, bro.
Yeah, he used to play at UCLA.
I mean, I knew that.
Yeah.
Tall as hell. I ain't know he was that. I ain't know that.
Josiah.
So you got to remember, I had the contract since January, bro. Right. And I was recruiting.
Right.
Right, because I thought they was going to last, because their contract is in September.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured that they would be held all the way to September. So I was like, all right, let me get my people.
Okay.
You know, I saved some of the staff members that got fired from the new dude.
Right. But the actual rotating cast, like everybody's gone. Kenyon.
Yeah, they all got
Nick,
fired.
Rashad.
Shit.
Okay.
Definitely Rashad.
Okay.
Parted ways or got fired? That's different.
They got fired. Right. I just stayed home, hoping I would get fired. So they had to stop the show that day.
Oh, they got fired from the company.
Yeah.
Not from.
Yeah. So
not from Gil himself. I'm trying to clear that up.
No. I didn't fire. They left me.
And then they got fired.
Then they got fired from the company. Yeah.
So you're not gonna,
you know, like, you know, when your girl cheat on you.
Yeah.
Right. And then Yeah, when your girl cheat on you and you be like, damn, and she go with the other dude, and then the other dude got a wife. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, baby. You know what I mean? They just stuck with the egg on their face. You know what I mean? That's.
Hey, Gil, a nut. Yeah, when people make them choices and thinking they gonna run away, and then they be like, oh, that's a dead end. Then you be like, try to tell you, want to get away? Like that. All right. So the reason why this story is a little confusing, I'm certain y'all confused a little, or like, this ain't adding up fully. It is simple. It's because Gilbert, for a time, was acting like nothing is going on. I ain't got nothing. Wanted to see who really rock with me. I know you love me because I got all this. What about when I don't? Gilbert basically gave him the litmus test to his boys like we do to women, fellas, when you got something. I know cats that used to pull up on my team. They're like, nah, I got a Prius. Why you got a Prius? My day-to-day car. Also my first date car. They used to call it their first date car. Rolling up in the Prius, picking her up. She don't like the Prius. Tells me something, right? She don't know what I do. She don't know who I am like that. She don't like this Prius. And I was like, all right. So he basically gave him all a litmus test. And shout out to Roy Lee for the super chat. Big dog super chat too, $50. That dude, let's go. Had to stop in and show some love. Respect to you, big dog. Tell me where you from. I'm from deep. Let me stop throwing up the boy. I'm gonna get messed with today at that damn Versus. Love to you guys. Also we had one from Ness Coney. Shout out to Ness Coney who gave us a super chat a while ago before the internet started acting crazy. But Gilbert tested his boys to see how loyal they were because they knew he had the bag, but now I'm acting like I ain't got it. Y'all still rocking with me? Sound like Rashad failed that test.
That's what that is.
I ain't fucking with you, Gil. I ain't fucking with you, Jack.
Nah, man, I know they still had to do their job, but
Right.
like I wanted to see where the loyalty was.
Was there anything specifically? You said Rashad specifically. Was there anything that he specifically did that let you know,
Yes.
like, I really can't?
He kept shouting out the dude's name that was tanking our show.
Cemetery lyric.
Yeah, like the dude didn't do nothing for you, dog. Your deal was done before he got here. First of all, real talk, he tried to fire you at the beginning of the season. He tried to fire you at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's supposedly because the styles conflicted. Like, they're both contrarian. Skip Bayless and obviously Rashad McCants. And then if you're going to have to pick one, it's not a real choice. Skip Bayless is always going to be the one you can sell to companies, advertisers, branding, marketing. He's a living legend, Mount Rushmore. You're going to sell Skip Bayless. So you kind of like, we were redundant in our contrarian lane to see if he goes there.
That's why they were trying to, like, Skip was getting paid for 4 days. He was only there 3. One was going to be our show. And that was to replace him because they both contrarian. They both go against it. But they said Skip does it better. He don't cuss. He don't drop the N-bomb every other hour. So they're looking for these sponsors. So they're trying to fire you. Me and Joe standing on 10 toes. Nah, we good. We're good with our roster. We're number 1 with our roster. Right? So what they did is like, all right, well, Joe and Gil ain't breaking. Hey, Rashad, you want to go to the football? Yeah, come on, football on Friday. Yeah, do a little football. So you're going to jump on the football. Then they're like, hey, can Skip come on the show with you? We can do that on Friday too. Then they do an episode with Skip on Friday. And he's like, oh man, me and Skip. And so they did that to him.
Right.
But I'm like, yo, dude never did anything. Why are you going with dude? I told you we had beef and we had war. He's trying to take over Gil's arena.
Okay, this is a tough place for anybody to be. When you are inheriting your boy's beef. We've all been there where your boy like, I don't like him. And then he get quiet and you're like one, either A, I don't know him to not like him, or 2, I actually like him, or 3, you're like, yeah, okay, forget it. I don't like him either because I don't know this fool. So if you don't like him, then I don't like him. Like, you in a weird predicament. We've all been there where your boy, like, through osmosis, wants you to hate what he hate. To me, that's not very mature because I got to not like him for myself. Or ultimately, I'm just following what you say, which I think Rashad wanted to get away from. Rashad wanted his own. And one of the things to get your own is you got to think for yourself. You got to have your own mind. So Gilbert actually was pushing him away more by telling him to not like the dude because he like, that dude might be my path to salvation away from you. Crazy, right?
So you giving him shout outs, 3 of them. So I'm like, all right. I told you we beefing with him.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you in your shout out, it ain't Underdog. Me and Underdog, we good. Jeremy, Nick, like Kate, those are beautiful people. They just hired a dude who was just a weed, right?
A weed.
And he kept shouting this dude out. I was like, all right, okay, y'all got something going on. He done promised you something. I bet.
Gotcha.
Now, in this moment, let's just be real. Y'all supposed to talk. Rashad and Gilbert supposed to have a drink or 4 together by themselves and be like, yo, this is the play. But Gilbert, once again, you're not going to tell the girl, look, I have money, but right now I want to just see if you love me for me. You can't do that because then she's going to play the role until she gets to the money. Gilbert's like, I don't want to play that role. I want to know if you really rock with me, dog. You're really loyal to me because I can see some tendencies here. So I get it. I get it totally. But that's a tough place to be.
Gotcha. Okay. That's understandable, man. I get it.
This
I get it.
Dirty business, boy.
Shit. Like me and Shad didn't have no problems. Like I didn't have no problem. Like what he did is what he did. It's just that, why you like him? Like, why are you picking him over us?
Y'all haven't spoken since?
Nah.
Okay.
How can you do that though? Like,
I understand where he's coming from. I mean,
listen,
you might want to hear him out.
No. What I'm saying is, if it was Underdog, like giving him a better position to say an Underdog in German, like, yo,
yeah,
we want you as a star.
I know how it goes.
Like, the shit you did for 4 years, you deserve your own show and all this.
Yeah,
that's understandable.
Yeah,
but I told you I have a problem. Me and Joe, he's trying to fire us. He tried to fire you. We beefing because of you, technically. Because we not letting what was going down go down. We're not integrating. This was player podcast, right? So we're standing down for you. So for you to pick his side, that became the problem. But you knew that.
Okay, that silence right there, y'all know me, I'm going to tell y'all the real. That silence right there is 1, 2, maybe all 3 of them like, yeah, but there's some disagreement in this room. This is one of those when Gilbert leaves, they're going to be like, man, I don't know, dog. I would have told Rashad. I would have said this. I would have did this. Now, one of those, it's one of those meetings right now because they're not picking up what Gilbert putting down fully because I think Gilbert just really was like either A, not telling the full story, or B, he just was trying to test Rashad. They're like, why are you trying to test your boy? Like, you should be, your boy should, if you want your boy to rock with you, you got to roll with him and every beat, keep him informed. Because if I'm gainfully employed and you not, and you trying to tell me to not stay in my gig or not rock with the boss of my gig, dog, I got a family to feed. I ain't Gilbert Arenas. I ain't walking around here Agent Zero with 100 million, right? I'm like Rashad McCants who finally got a buzz and I'm about to run with it, cuz, you know what I mean? Like one of those. And I just think that's the issue right here. Let's see if they say anything else before we get out.
And you purposely doing it now.
Yeah.
Man, that's just sad, man.
It's sad. Y'all do great work.
Air shake, man.
Hey, you ready to know, bro?
I never turn on. Hey, y'all are cool. We good. I never turn on champs.
Oh, man. First the fat boys break up. It's one of those. It's one of those. Every group damn near breaks up because of that, the miscommunication, etc. And shout out to Roy Lee. That's my dog, Roy Williams, my teammate. Dallas Cowboys number 31. That dude, hardest hitting dude in the league. Him, Rodney Harrison. Y'all fight for that position. God, dog. Thanks for the love, big dog. You got to hit me on Instagram, DM me or something so I can get your real info and we can chop it up. I don't think you want to put that on this damn YouTube stream. But Roy Williams, woo! Roy Williams was a star too. Y'all Google Roy Williams and see how Roy Williams used to live. Roy was a dude, used to hit people, man. Love to you, big dog. Man, I'm going to that damn concert tonight for real, bro. And pray for me to make sure I get out of there, all them damn bloods in there. Nah, it's gonna be peace. It's gonna be love. All right, to button that up. When you test somebody, you got to know that they are always not gonna pass it. Sometimes they're gonna fail it, and they're gonna fail it sometimes because they just didn't understand the questions. You ever been there? I ain't no dummy. I just didn't understand the question. You know, tests used to be easy when they were just like all numbers, or tests used to be easy when it was just like, is it A or B? But then they started getting difficult when they became words, you know. Now we got to solve this comprehension problem, you know. And then they used to use math in words. Johnny had 12 apples, and then Johnny ran to the store, dropped 2 apples. Like, then it give you even worse. What did they used to do? You know what they used to do? A, B, C, or D. Is it all of the above? None of the above. And then it got even tougher than that. It would be E. Is it A and C? You're like, what? Even if you know the answer, you'd be like, but is it A and C? You'd be sitting there like, my point is that's what was presented to Rashad McCants. Like, rock with me or rock with that dude, or do neither. You ain't rocking with him or me, or do it all. You rock with me and him. That's a twist. That's a twist. Be up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Man, we built ourselves back up a little bit. Let's keep going. We got Stephen A. Smith talking about Draymond. Let's go. You're giving Draymond some smoke on this LeBron situation. Where LeBron going? I do not want to rush LeBron. At the same time, I am thirsty, and I can admit my thirst. LeBron, where you going? I feel like that. I am every day. I'm like, LeBron ain't picked yet. It's just like that. And I wish people would accept it and say it instead of trying to clown him. Oh, won't you hurry up? All you want is attention. All you want to know is what he's doing. You worrying about me, and then I'm the problem. That's like you going up to somebody's apartment. This is a real story for me. So somebody come to my apartment and like, man, won't you hurry up and come out? I was like, first of all, I didn't invite you over here. Second of all, I'm coming out when I want to come out. Since you show up, I gotta rush. I gotta hurry up. Hell no, wait. Or come on in. Oops, LeBron ain't inviting us in, so y'all ass got to stay outside thirsty. Go get him.
It is what it is. It is what it is. We've got to wait and see where he's going to go. The commissioner of the NBA desperately wants LeBron James to make a decision because they're plotting the schedule. And I think I saw something with Draymond Green on his podcast the other day talking about how, you know what, it's a very, very big deal. I don't know if we have that sound, Sean, Draymond Green talking about LeBron James. Basically saying that, you know what, it's a big deal. You know, it's a big deal from the standpoint that the commissioner of the National Basketball Association saying that they're waiting, they're hopeful that LeBron will make a decision shortly, and that they're waiting for him to make a decision because at that time they can determine the NBA schedule, because the NBA schedule, meaning the television schedule, is on hold until LeBron James decides where he's going. Essentially, they're saying that, you know what, a lot of the television coverage is going to be contingent on LeBron James. Here is Draymond Green on his podcast saying exactly this. Listen to what he had to say.
Now, before we go there, give Stephen A. his props, man. 58, I think he is. Got the Nino Brown, got it going, got the chain hanging, got the right shirt. And I saw him on General Hospital, right? He got muscles. He had a tank top on, muscles coming out. Give him his props. Stop playing.
Adam Silver said we have to finish up the schedule, and where LeBron plays affects the schedule. Opening week, Christmas, so I need him to make a decision. Adam saying that is not going to speed up LeBron's decision at all. If I know Bron well, if anything, it may slow his decision down a little more, because that's just how Bron is. But what I will say about this is, for young players to hear Adam Silver say, yo, we need him to finish, we need to make the schedule. I'm a young guy. The first thing that I'm thinking is, man, we have leverage. What can we do with that leverage? Hey, NBA Players Association, there's leverage. What can you do with the leverage? That statement to me says far more than, hey, LeBron, make your decision. That statement to me is deep. I am expecting decisions sooner rather than later, but trust me, that definitely didn't speed it up.
I respectfully disagree with Draymond Green and what he just said there.
Okay, let's hear why.
Because his thought was incomplete. He says, if I'm a player,
young player,
I'm thinking we have leverage.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Tell us why.
LeBron James has leverage.
True.
Steph Curry has leverage.
True.
If you're a player, you shouldn't be thinking we have leverage. You should be thinking I have to be that special in order to have leverage.
Okay, yes and no. All right. If I'm a player, chances are I won't be Steph, I won't be LeBron. Chances are, right? You won't be that great. But one of us, Steph, there was questions of Steph when he was young, not LeBron, but Steph, if the ankle's going to hold up, is he going to be the man? Can we get a chip, etc. Basically, the power is in us, is what Draymond is saying. For one of us, if not many of us, to have the power to flex on even the commissioner, to make the commissioner have to come out and beg for us to make a decision, where that sometimes can get lost. You can lose sight of that as a player, that actually we are more partners, especially in the NBA. You can lose sight of that because you'd be like, man, they dictating terms. They just made this happen. Second apron, where'd that come from? The owners. What? Who voted for that? Y'all did. Y'all conceded, etc. So you sometimes you feel the power of not you singular, but you plural, y'all, right? So players are feeling that if one of us got the power and he one of us, we got power with him. Nope.
That's a difference. Maybe that's what Draymond meant.
Yeah.
But he didn't articulate it that way. I don't know. But players collectively, no, you don't have the leverage. You don't. Superstars do.
True.
Which is why you should aspire to be a superstar. And see, when we talk about greatness and we talk about the greatness, the level of a LeBron James, the greatness of the level of a Steph Curry, what we should never hesitate to do is talk about what makes them so great. When it's all said and done and you reflect back upon the career of LeBron James, where all of us are going to have to stand down is that being the marquee is something he not only lived up to, he embraced. Everybody don't want that.
Yeah.
Everybody don't want that attention.
Anthony Edwards said he didn't want that. Who else they tried to give it to? Well, John Morant didn't say he didn't want it, but he kind of did through his actions more so, right?
That's why I'm not knocking him for getting the attention now.
Oh, you're not?
I saw my man Skip Bayless on social media going off about LeBron and LeBrenting, the attention-starving, element of LeBron James. I'm not knocking him for it. He deserves it, and he's earned it.
Yep.
And if that's what stirs his cup and makes him go, so be it.
But even that, let's cleanse our palate from that. Don't do that. You don't get attention if people don't want to give it to you. Let's start there. Now don't talk about what I want and need. It ain't about me. Y'all looking at me. If I'm LeBron, I'm like, dog, why you bringing me into this? Y'all don't have to look at me. What's the song? It's The Weeknd and Drake. Shamo. And he's like, it's a room full of ninjas. What you following me for? It's a room full of ninjas. Why you singing in the sing-along? Have you ever been there? You're like, leave me alone, dog. I'm good. You know you want me. No, you hope that I do. Like, that's LeBron. Like, sometimes he's just like, y'all trying to mix all y'all feelings into why y'all thirsting for me. And then gonna put it on me. No.
So be it. What's wrong with that? If you're gonna live up to it. He does. He has. Throughout his career, the marquee, and he answers the call. When he walks into an arena, the house is packed. When the house is packed, he usually showed up and performed. Steph Curry shows up and performs. There's a difference between getting ready and staying ready. They stay ready. When have you ever looked at LeBron James and looked at him and says, he don't look like he's ready to play? When have you ever looked at Steph Curry and looked at him and said, he don't look like he's ready to play? You see them all the time. The players don't have that leverage. They do.
True.
They do. A matter of fact, I'll challenge everybody listening to this show right now. Remember, I tell you, stars and superstars are different. Stars are just brothers that can ball. Superstars are the attraction who show up and answer the call of being the attraction. I considered Tim Duncan, for example, an absolute star. I never associated the word superstar with him because he didn't mind being boring. He didn't mind being somebody that just went out on a night in, night out basis and gave you 24 and 10.
Yeah, look, he the one. LeBron is sitting there like, this ain't no sing-along, so what you singing for? Like, he the crew love. And then Duncan's in there like, I'm on the wall. I'm fine. I can hear the songs. I can see the girl. I can get a drink if I want to. I'm fine. Leave me alone. Like, everybody got their role, and it's a different role, to Stephen A's point.
Won championships and went home. That was Tim Duncan. Magic was a superstar. Bird was a superstar. Julius Erving was a superstar. Isaiah Thomas was a superstar. Michael Jordan, obviously, was a superstar. Kobe Bryant was a superstar. Shaq was a superstar. LeBron, superstar. Curry, superstar. I think Vince Carter is the greatest in-game dunker of all time. Of all time. I've never seen anybody with that kind of hops, that kind of slam dunk ability that showed up on a night in, night out basis and gave it to you for X number of years. Vince Carter was somebody that's special and a Hall of Fame caliber talent. And by the way, a great guy.
Yeah. All right, good, Stephen. Good Lord. Good stuff, brother. Good stuff, brother. Yeah, let me button this up. To try and distinguish, like, you are separate from the group, I think the group already acknowledges that. But to highlight that, I think he's doing that to really, like, point at other people and say, like, Draymond, don't ever get it twisted. You ain't LeBron. And I don't think Draymond ever got it twisted. So that's a weird twist where somebody be like, don't act like you are somebody you're not. And they're like, I never said I would be. I'm just saying, when the commissioner is telling a player, one of us, hurry up. Like, think about it. I don't think people understand how grand this is. You imagine Roger Goodell sitting there right now saying, hey, Aaron Donald, can you let me know if you're coming back or not? Because we got to make the football schedule, and we really want to know if the Rams going to have you. Not only is Aaron Donald empowered and thinking like, damn, but I'm not going to lie to you. If I was active as a player, I'm like him too. I'm like, they wait for one. They have to wait for one of us if we make them, if we that good, if we that great. Like Tom Brady at his peak powers. I don't know if I'm going to play again after my 18th year, whatever, 20 years in New England. I don't know if I'm going to Tampa or not. Remember that time when Belichick was like, I think he's done. And then Brady was like, I don't know where I'm going. And then Goodell calls him, hey, Brady, what you going to do? We need to know. You think other quarterbacks, you think Peyton Manning was already retired. You think at that time, who was another good quarterback at that time? I don't even know. Damn, who was good at like 2020? That's sad. Who was that good? No, once Peyton Manning left, it was like Tom Brady. But Drew Brees still there. Point being, you think another quarterback who's good like Tom Brady or close to Tom Brady ain't sitting there like, I got the power. Like, I'm not Brady, but if I were Brady or I could be, that's all they saying. So love to you guys on that one. Jesus, do we have we got some more topics here. At the same time, I don't want a 5-hour damn stream either. You know what I mean? So, do y'all want to hear? Tell me in the comments. I'm about to do like what we got. Rich Paul being uncomfortable as an agent, and we got Dan Batard calling out Pat McAfee for fake raging. I'm just gonna sit here and watch y'all. Tell me, y'all want to watch Rich Paul talking about how uncomfortable he was as a black agent and versus white agents, or Dan Batard? I'm only going to do one more. Tell me. While I quench my thirst. Man, y'all type slow. Hurry up. Over here bored. Looking at y'all. Dan Le Batard? All right, so I want to say Dan Le Batard. McAfee, not Paul. Okay, talk about. All right, well, that's 2-1. Oh, no, it's 1. Oh, I saw three Dans. All right, we're going to do Dan. Damn, it's getting closer to Rich, and I see way more Dans. Okay, let's see what Dan got to talk about with this. And then we out. Le Batard. Talk that talk, Le Batard. Shout out to Le Batard. This is gonna be interesting. There you go.
From the ashes, getting all the money as all of the past and personalities are knocked aside in a way that's aggressive, okay? Top end heavy on how you're paying people at your network because they're the people who pay for themselves and everyone else is disposable. As people complain and are outraged by this isn't how you do it. You don't fire longtime personalities. As people who don't understand the business. Blame Pat McAfee. What a promotional item for the wrestling guy on College Game Day to emerge from all of this talk of he stole all the money and say, I've got an album dropping now. Check out my show. I'm the biggest star in sports. Stephen A's over there making less than me, going with Bill Maher, trying to build out his own brand. I'm going to build it on his platform because I'm in charge now.
Damn. One thing you got to say about Le Batard, he gonna bring it. That was well stated. Yeah, they competing in whole different lanes, different animals now. It's just so evident. Like Pat McAfee was forced to forward think, and now the present is his. He has the gift. And it's no doubt that Stephen A. Smith is the man in sports media. But there's also no doubt that Pat McAfee is the machine in sports media because he merged man with the machine. He merged with it because when he couldn't get a gig at ESPN and he started his own daily show and now he's a partner with ESPN, he has no bosses. He's the boss. He is the Jimmy Pitaro of Pat McAfee Entertainment, where Stephen A. Smith still has people above him that can tell him go left, go right. I know you want to keep Ryan Clark. We not. I know you probably don't want Cam Newton. We hear you. You probably don't want Molly. She gone. You definitely didn't want Max Kellerman. We heard you. He moved. We moved him somewhere. Then he's gone. You ain't gonna hear none of that with McAfee. None of that. It's a whole different animal because this digital, the independent space, partnering. That partnership was with FanDuel. Now it's with ESPN, who partners with DraftKings, who partners with anybody. Whole different animal, dog.
Pat does a masterful job of seeming dangerous and seeing like he's raging against the establishment. He's not the establishment pick while he's rep by Ari Emanuel and gets put on everything and gets tremendous opportunities. It's a very difficult thing to pull off without overexposing yourself. And I think he's polarizing, but he's a megastar.
But the game plan, just so that you understand what's happening in these machinations, is Stephen A. uses Disney and ESPN now as his second job because he figured out what McAfee already figured out, which is I got to build the other thing. So when these people get to firing, I can have my own thing. He's repped by Mark Shapiro, who used to be the president of ESPN and ran Six Flags for Daniel Snyder. And that's one gamesmanship happening in career management where you're asking Disney to give me the Omaha money, give me production budgets. I want to be a bigger star. I want to take care of my staff. I want to make albums. I want to be a wrestler. I want to be the biggest thing this place has ever seen. I want to change the entire place while Disney and ESPN somehow keep getting called too woke. All the journalists are out the door now. All of the black people, or almost all of the black people, who are actually going to say things that black people agree with strongly, all of them are gone too. You're going to have trouble finding Hispanics. Like, you're going to have a network run by McAfee and all of the white people now in charge there and at NFL Network, because they'll file this under, all of it under, we had to do this because the NFL came on board. We gave them 10% of our property. We are a giant business with them together. This is just business. That's what Jimmy Pitaro is saying, and it's understandable. It's the way to do it. But They've clearly gotten all the woke out of the building, right? Like,
man, I ain't even think about it to that extent. I've been seeing some headlines about how the woke is going and all that stuff. And look, people are tying this to the Lakers and saying, what do they call it? The snow show or something like that. The whitening of this. Really, it's an overcorrection like all things. There was an overcorrection to go to woke, as Dan is saying it, and now it's going to be an overcorrection to go away from woke. It's going to be an overcorrection to really lean into the social justice of the late 20 teens. And now it's going to be an overcorrection to get away from that. And what were we doing? And why were we talking like that? And who doesn't talk like that? And it's a great point because they, talking about RC and how Ryan was fired before the football season. The same football season, they have the Super Bowl, which is your biggest event. And we've seen Ryan Clark go rogue on set before. That Monday Night Football game with Scott Van Pelt, he's like stopping Scott Van Pelt on his own show saying, I got to get this out. Kyron Lacey. Him going at Peter Schrager saying, I got to check you right now. You didn't play. When you get to those next level mother's pearls, clinch your pearls kind of moments, Super Bowl, biggest event on ESPN in ESPN history is coming. They can't have anybody that look like they gonna act up. Can you put Spears on there? Yeah. Can you put Canty on there? Yeah. I don't know if they're big enough for them, but that they gonna be full of integrity and they're gonna stay where they could go. Brian wasn't that. To be real, they knew that. He knew that.
No, Mina Kimes is a big star for them.
She's the one now.
And she's woke. Oh, is she woke?
Okay, but she'll be the new Ryan Clark in terms of
she's a girl and she never played football.
So that's what's going to get weaponized. So they're going to move from Ryan Clark over to her to see how she's
already done it. They have moved on to her. Like, she's been a bullseye target for a while.
I think the thing is you're looking at this across all of media, right? Is you're watching the opinions of any level of minority group, no matter how you look at it, sort of being squeezed out. So this is our example of it within sports. We're looking at ESPN. Those are the four letters that we look at as the biggest network amongst all of it. And we see someone in Ryan Clark where that news isn't just leaked. That news is leaked to OutKick. That's with reason. That's an outlet that is always looking for stuff on that particular person.
Yeah.
And for them to be the ones who initially grab it, only for the Athletic to sort of save that leaking for whatever it was, is an example of like where this is all specifically going. This isn't just a wave of layoffs like we see every year with ESPN, like we've seen for the last decade. Like that's where all of cable news and cable sports has gone. You see layoffs, but the way that this one went, the particular names that you saw and the particular organizations that received those leaks shows you what the effort is, which is just at the very best, it's down the middle. Opinions are gone for anything outside of break down this game.
At ESPN, I could always tell who leaked it by where it went.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk.
Okay. So what's really happening is by design, is that they're saying. And look, that's why I was saying for the whole Ryan Clark and everyone who was, grabbing Kleenex about they did it on air. I'm like, yo, they want to show him the embarrassment, how they felt about him. So the internal, and when I say they, it's only a couple of people. It may be only one person. To make a leak, it takes one person. It takes somebody with enough power to know about it and also enough connection to make it happen. Simple as that. And then they want to get away from these certain people. They not only do they want to get away from you, they want to make it hard for you to get your next. That's how mad they are at you. That's how upset they are. That's how much resentment they had for you working with you. That whole, hey, how you doing? I'm not even going to put the names to it, but Ryan Clark was shaking hands, I guarantee you, in the last week with somebody who had something to do with him getting fired. That's how the game goes.
Talk about this part for a second, though, real quick before we get out of this subject matter, because Ryan Clark was embarrassed. That's the punctuation on a decade-long career that began as an intern there. Like he was interning there while he was a football player because he wanted to learn the media business. And it's a pretty instructive 10 years in the history of America, I would say, in terms of some of the things that end up happening, where we end up in 2026, whatever ESPN was, it is no longer. You take that however it is that you wish.
You don't think so? Guys, this is ESPN.
Okay, and shout out to Ryan Clark. When he was an intern, that's when I met him, Stringer Bell, and then he turned that into a 10-year career, all that. The thing about it is, shout out to Darren J. Thank you for the super chat. He says, keep going and stay strong, Onk. You really a role model. I appreciate that. I'm going to screenshot that. That feels good. Real spit. They intentional with this stuff, man. That old money coming in with that Super Bowl. They ain't playing no games.
Let me say that again. This is ESPN, the worldwide leader. Jacked up thinking about it.
We work hard.
It was embarrassing, and the thing that people were talking about, because as you're seeing, we love this stuff. There's something else that has changed. It's not just ESPN, it's the entire climate around it. So the LeBron James social media mistake is all over television today as the news item of the day. An embarrassment. We enjoy dining at this particular trough so that we're talking a lot more about Ryan Clark than
All right, let me sum that up real quick. There's one thing I don't do, and I don't have that quality, which is look at something and make an opinion on it, and then the next thing that happens, I use my old opinion to now be the stepping stone to my new opinion. I kind of look at people and things like, and this is blinding to me. This is not, I'm not saying this as something that's positive, because it creates blind spots. I look at things like a court case. Like I'm not judging you because of the last defendant in here. You come in here, who are you? All right, move on. All right, you come in here, who are you? All right, you move on. So even if y'all look alike, same color, same hairstyle, same height, you ain't him. And that's a unique quality. It comes with its positives. You're very fair. I'm a fair person. I don't care who you are, what I heard about you. I'm not caring. I'm literally going to ask you, what's up? I'm not going to be colored by everybody saying, man, you better look out for him or look out for her. Part of that is because people told people to look out for me when I was growing up. Oh, man, where that little boy from? Oh, man, who is his uncle? You know his uncle? You heard about his sister? Oh, man, his family crap. Nah, I'm gentle. I'm a teddy bear. Stop playing with me, right? So people can just see you coming and play on their implicit biases or their explicit ones if they really want to go there. But it does create a blind spot like this because Dan Le Batard in that show has a certain resentment or feeling towards ESPN. So it colors whatever they're going to say about ESPN. You can see it. All that. It is ESPN, right? I don't look at ESPN like that. One, because I didn't have that experience. But two, I know that ESPN saying that means not much. ESPN is not a thing. It's a bunch of people that have changed over the years. That's why ESPN has changed over the years. I was there. John Skipper was there. He went to Columbia. I remember meeting him first day I met him. He like, you a lion. I said, yeah, you are too. He said, we like to roar. We're gonna work well together, brother. And look, I didn't always hang with Skipper. Had a great time with Skipper. He looked out for me. I did my job. It was it. I left ESPN. I have nothing bad to say about ESPN. I could talk bad about certain incidents and people, but ESPN, that's sucking. What do I mean employees? They got 5,000? What am I talking about? 5,000 people? No. I'm talking about this producer I didn't like. I'm talking about this one executive who never spoke, right? You know, like, and we go, ESPN. I don't like doing that because if I can do that, they can do this. Think about it. ESPN, I'm talking about all of it, which means 5,000 different people. What could they do? They are doing it if you want to go there. All right, we're going to get rid of y'all woke. We ain't going to say that. That's a PR nightmare. We're going to get rid of the woker. The wokers, go. Ain't that a group? Looks different. Oh, it's a woman here, it's a man here, a couple men there. Look at the firings they were doing before. Come on, man. The firings they were doing before. What was his name? Mark something, I forget. The cats that used to speak out, speak out, speak out. They're like, so you could say ESPN and mean a bunch of things. They could say woke and mean a bunch of people. Be careful. But we're never going to get to that place where people judge each other individually. It's a rare quality. A lot of people have it, like me, but not everybody. I get it. And I don't think it's all positive. Trust me. It's good to group. It's safe to group. That's what human beings have been doing for the history of our civilization. We ain't got time to get out this cave and figure out all these individuals. We got to say, group them. You are this. You are that. And that's what we're doing. We still little prehistoric ass little animals running around here talking about a company or something. No, Burt Magnus did this, or Jimmy Pitaro did this, or somebody up there was like, Ryan Clark, enough. We ain't going to the Super Bowl year with this. Nope. That's all that is. Because you know by merits, Ryan Clark deserved to be there. But it's never about that. It's the three lanes. How much we paying you, how much you producing for us, and how much of a problem you are. Everybody got their different valuations of that. All right, love for you guys, man. Next thing you know, I'm going to turn into I Am Speed and shit. About to be on here 2, 3, 4 hours. Like I'm 18 years old, but that's where you go when you want to get the dough. Love to you guys. Have an amazing day. Hey, pray for me at this Versus. I'm bringing my sweat towel. It's a problem. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I got to show you this shirt I was going to wear, but I think it's too big. I'm losing weight over here. Stressed out. You know, I ain't eat that 24 hours I was locked up. I ain't eat it all, homie. I ain't eat, homie. Let me show you this shirt. Shirt is dope. I was going to wear it. I might get shot at. I don't want to get shot at. Shout out to my boy, my cousin, my family. He makes these, man. I gotta show him some love. It's called Hometown Heroes, right? Y'all seen these before, I'm sure, especially if you're in LA. But he slang those. But look at this. Look at this. It's too big for me now. Look how big. Damn. Look at that. Look how big it is. But look, that's dope. Look at this. That. Look at that. Oh, I was gonna wear that. That's too much though. That's too. And my Compton hat. Oh, them boys will be banging on me like, Wiley, hey, blood. No. I was going to wear it, so I think I got to wear something simple. All right, y'all. It's going to be live. YG versus Game. I ain't even going to tell you who I think going to win. I'll tell you who wins tomorrow. Enjoy. Have an amazing day. I know